You look beautiful.
No,
Come
you
here.
have to put me on.
Just move the hair over.
Sonny.
Don't look at me. She's the boss.
No, Melina, I just got a shower. I'm in
Get
my
over here.
pajamas.
Where are you?
No.
She just got out of the shower and
Well, at least we
Can I,
know
like,
she's clean.
put my shoulder-
no.
Come on,
No,
get
come
your
on.
head in there. Hi.
No.
We've been talking about you. We've been talking about you, so it's only natural that you come on board. And
yes.
so, Sonny, this is the little girl that you met many years
Yes.
ago. And you guys, how many years have you been
Yes.
married?
We've been married for 13 years now. And like I said, the very first time I met her she was probably at that time, I think 9 or 10 years old.
He's around 10.
Yeah, because I was already teaching at a community center, and that's where I met her auntie, and I was teaching her auntie. It was quite funny.
Aw.
When her grandmother, her Oma, said, "Oh, Sonny, I haven't seen you. I miss you." Oh,
That is so
it's
cool.
just hilarious.
And now, are you taking lessons from Sonny?
Oh, yes. I've been training with him for a long time now.
For a while now.
That's
Yeah.
cool. And
Because
is he a
pretty
good
much
teacher?
out-
You know, sometimes it's
Yes.
hard when it's husband and wife, for the wife to take orders from the husband. Sometimes
There's
it's not
been
the
moments.
easiest. But
There's been moments.
Do you teach at the school?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I teach mostly the kickboxing fitness class. And sometimes I'll jump in there with other classes when needed.
Very good. So you help out. That's important to help. When your husband has the business, it's really important to help. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I see you're getting all pretty. You must be wanting me to hurry up and finish. All right. What is your first name again?
Kelly.
And of course, you haven't taught Sonny how to speak French?
Oh, well, no, I only know a little bit of French myself.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
Kelly's
No,
actually half German, half Scottish.
Well, that's
So-
that's a good combination.
Mhm, it is.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll let you go get finished up with your hair now. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
thanks, Leah. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, babe.
Hey, she's so pretty. She looks German, and she also kind of looks Scottish.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
very beautiful. I'm
Well,
happy for
thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. I'm quite happy with her too. She's
Yeah,
she's
that's
terrific.
cool. Okay, Sonny, how did you ever meet Al DeCascos and get started in One Hump Kundo?
Oh boy, that's a good story. That's a really good story, actually. Well, the first time I was actually, or the first time I've heard of Sifu Al was when I was a kid. When, I'm doing martial arts, I'm getting heavily into it. And my mom goes, she brings me a magazine and goes, if you ever really, really want to get really good at martial arts, you want to be like this guy. And I'm going, who is that? Well, what does it say? It says, Sifu Al DeCascos. And I'm going, okay, so why, Mom? And you know what her answer was? Because he's Filipino. That's why.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah. And the thing is, she says, well, he's Filipino, plus he's in a major magazine, and not many Filipinos ever do that, especially back then, right? Because it was unheard of. And so I said, oh, I'm gonna meet this guy someday. That's what I said. I'm gonna meet him. I'm gonna train with him. I'm gonna be just like him. And so further down the road in my training, I was training with my karate instructor, Master Dan McCuskey from Boise, Idaho. He asked me to go to Hawaii with him to help him, do some seminars and stuff. And it was actually quite funny because Sifu Al was doing seminars at that time too. And so when we were me and my instructor was chit-chatting, I happened to see at the corner of my eye, I'm going, whoa. I go, Master Dan, is that who? What are you talking about? He says, that over there, that guy, that's Sifu Al, right? He says, and then Master Dan goes, oh, you mean Al? I'm going, "Mm, no, Sifu
Just
Al."
Al.
He says, yeah, Al. You know Sifu Al? He says, yeah, I've known him for a while. He's a good friend. And I'm going, why didn't you introduce me to him? And he goes, you never asked. And I'm going, well, I'm asking now, can you introduce me? And so he pushed me to Sifu Al, and then he goes, Al, come here for a second. So Sifu Al comes over, he says, Al, this is my student, Sonny Payuba from Canada. He always wanted to meet you, and you know, here you are. And next thing you know, Sifu Al just goes, so he's looking at me, I'm going, is everything okay, sir? And he goes, you're a kicker, aren't you? And I'm going, yeah, I can kick. And I'm going, well, how do you know? He says, just the way you stand, he says. And I thought, oh my gosh. And then he goes, well, you know, I had a guy who's supposed to come in and help me do my seminar, and he's supposed to be the kicker, and I don't have a kicker now. You want to help me out? And I'm going, in my head, I'm going, I don't know what to do. What am I going to do? And before I even said anything, I just said, yeah, for sure, sir. Tell me what to do and I'll do it. And then he goes, okay, we start
Mistake!
yeah, that's what I said.
Big mistake to be Al's dummy.
It was, but at the same time, it was unbelievable. It was such an eye opener, because he says, we're going to start in like an hour. Okay, what do you want me to do, sir? Don't worry, I'll tell you what to do when we get there. You just do it. Try your best. You'll be fine. I says, okay. And so next thing you know, we do the seminar. He's kicking my butt around, tossing me around. He's hitting me like 3-4 times in like a second. And it's like, oh my gosh. And so he enjoyed it just as much as I did. I actually still have a picture of him kicking my butt, right? I believe I sent that picture to you where I'm wearing a blue shirt.
I have that.
And then he's kicking my butt, and I loved it because it was so exhilarating. I mean, oh my gosh, I get to meet my idol and I get to train with them. And then I believed it went well, that he ended up liking me and said, you know, if you really want to train with me, come and see me in Portland, Oregon. And I said, yes, sir. So as soon as I got home from Hawaii, I get home and going, okay, how am I going to get to Portland, Oregon? When am I going to go? That's all I said. And so I planned it out already. And then next thing you know, I call up Sifu Al and said, sir, can I come visit you in like 3 months? And they said, yeah, whenever, just tell me the date. We'll come and get you.
Awesome.
And
that was the beginning.
Yes, that was actually quite the beginning. And especially the first day too, when I get to Portland, Oregon, I thought, you know, he was going to get a student to pick me up. And no, it was him. He picked me up himself personally, which was such an honor, you know. I mean, he picked me up. He took me out for lunch first, and then he says, okay, you ready to train? I said, whenever you're ready, sir, I'm ready. He takes me to the school, and that's where everything started. And then he, you know, he loves to do forms. He loves to do fighting. His first question to me was, you like forms? I said, yes, sir. And before I could say anything else, he says, can you learn forms? I said, right away, without hesitation. I said, I can learn any form, sir, in half an hour or less. You tell me, you show me, I'll do it. And he says, he goes like this and goes, really? Okay. I'm going, because in my head, I'm thinking Taekwondo form, karate form, you know, they're shorter, right? So, and then next thing you know, I forgot. Kung Fu forms are like 60, 80, 100 moves, right? And it's
almost like ballet.
Put in my mouth. Exactly. And then he goes on and goes, what are you going to do if you don't learn it in half an hour or less. And I said, sir, if I don't learn it in half an hour, you can send me back home or I'll go home. And he says, okay, your half an hour starts now. He shows me the form. He does it. I learn it. He shows me a more and does another move, does another move, does another move. And then next thing you know, he goes, after I think it was like 60 or like 100
Lots
moves,
of
he goes,
moves,
"Hey,"
yeah.
he goes, okay, we're done. You got it? And I said, I'm going hesitantly. I go, yes, sir. I got it. I got it. Okay. He says, okay,
Do it.
show me.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going, okay. So I'm like, oh, and then I do it. And then he goes, and then I salute out and I say, thank you, sir. And then he looks at the clock and he just shakes his head and goes, and I'm going, oh no, what now? How much time? He says, 34 minutes. You're late. And I'm going, okay, sir, I'll grab my bag and thank you
Up the
very
door.
much for at least. And then he says, it's okay. I'll let it go this time. He says, I'll let it go because, and then I said, but sir, I didn't make that. It's okay. I gave you a form that's like intermediate advanced. I wasn't expecting 30 minutes. I was expecting maybe 2 days, 2 weeks, but you learned it in
Oh, I'm so proud of
34
you,
minutes.
Sonny. What a beautiful
And
beginning.
he was like, yeah. And then after that, he just took me in as family. And, I find out later too, that apparently I look like one of his brothers or reminds me of one of his brothers. So
Uh-huh.
I don't know, but,
Wow.
Sister
How
Al
many
is
years
family to
have you
me.
been with Al now? How many years have you been training with Al?
It would be, oh boy, let me see. That'd be about 25 years or
Oh my
something like
gosh, a
that.
long time. Yeah.
It's been a
Now, do
while
you
since
teach
now.
One Hop Kyundo in your school? I think you're the
Actually,
only qualified One Hop Kyundo teacher in
yes,
Canada. Is that not right?
yes,
You
yes,
are
I
a
am
rank, yeah,
right
you are the
now.
only one. So do you teach the style
Yes,
in your school?
I actually teach it with my advanced students. I don't,
Okay.
it's not, my school right now is a martial arts school. So we're more like a eclectic art. I start everybody in the Taekwondo base, then I give them a bit of everything else.
I
And if they
understand.
really want to get into the
Yeah.
One Hop Kendo more, then I can teach them all the requirements
Yeah,
to get
that's cool.
to their black level.
One thing I remember, I don't know if you told me, Al told me, uh, that you really put your energy out into the community of Winnipeg, and you work with children. You even work with the
Yes.
police. What do you do working with the city, the police department of the city of Winnipeg? Are you teaching the policemen, or what are you doing?
Well, I've actually been teaching, some policemen martial arts or defense and that, because I've got students who are police officers. And then at the
Mhm.
same time, I've had police officers come and partake with my bullying and abduction for
Oh,
kids so that they can do their part as well as my part. And we kind of
right.
work hand in
Kind of
hand
like a
together.
safety seminars.
Exactly,
Yeah,
because it's a big issue. Bullying and abduction and all that, it's a
yeah.
huge issue, and we need
Around
to
the
teach our
world.
kids
Yeah,
to be safe.
yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
And what are you teaching the children?
What
Awareness,
are
or
we
are they
teaching?
in martial arts, or what do you teach them?
Well, we teach them awareness. We teach them how to be able to talk their way out of it more than anything else, to have the confidence that they can either maybe defend themselves or run away or get away from the attacker or bully. So,
Cool.
we take it one step at a time,
That's good.
but
That's
awareness
good.
and confidence is first thing,
Yeah.
because they have to be aware of their situation, because a lot of situations can be avoided beforehand. And then the confidence, you want to show the confidence so that the bullies will think, or the attackers will think, oh, that's going to be a difficult victim. I don't want him. I'm not going to
Right,
bother with
right,
him.
right.
They're with her.
That's awesome. I like that you got involved with the kids and the community. That's very important. I meant to ask before we move on, what rank are you in One Hop Kyundo? What degree are you? Where do you stand in that system?
I'm a forever black belt in training with Sifu Al, but I do have my black belt in One Hop Kendo with Sifu Al. I'm just trying to remember what is it my third.
What did he
I think
when you're in Kuwait?
Oh my gosh, to tell you the truth, all I know is that I have he gave me my black belt in One Hop Kendo. And then at the same time, I'm just forever learning. I'm a white belt in I'm always a white belt,
all of
always
us
a black
are.
belt in training.
Yeah,
And
we
that's the
all
way
are.
I look at it. And that's probably why I'm always just in the background. That's why even when I went to Germany to help Sifu Wow with some seminars, right?
Uh-huh.
I was basically the only one with a white shirt and the black pants in a black belt seminar where everybody's wearing all black.
Yeah.
So you could say I stood out like a sore thumb
Absolutely.
on the very first black belt seminar.
Yeah.
Because they all asked me, who are you? And why are you in this
like
black
me?
belt
Who
seminar?
is he, Sal? Who's that guy? Okay, Sonny, well, tell me, how did you and Al come up with the idea of Beyond Kicking and Punching? How did that all happen?
How did that all happen? It was a combination of me and Sifu talking about it. It started off, I guess, me suggesting him to open up a little bit more to the world instead just to the people who's close to him. I wanted people to see Sifu Wow the way I see Sifu Wow, right?
I understand.
And he's got so much knowledge and information that I believe that everybody can really learn from and only enhance what they already know. And so that's why I suggested, doing that podcast. And with the name, actually, I was the one who came up with the name Beyond Kicking and Punching, because
that's a good name.
What we all do is it's not just kicking and punching. It's more than that. It's beyond that. It's a way of life. It's how we do things. When you do one thing, you do everything the same way.
Okay, now you're the co-host and the production manager of Beyond Kicking and Punching. Now we know Sifu Al is right now he's out of commission. Kind of like when my editor was out of commission, no shows. When will you guys start doing new episodes of Beyond Kicking and Punching?
We're actually in works right now, and we're looking, as soon as he gets out of the hospital, I'm going to at least give him a couple of weeks just to recover a little bit more. And then from there, we're going to start recording our new episodes. We already have plans on what we're going to talk about, how we're going to do it, who we're going to interview and everything. Yeah. So it's in the works. It's just a matter of making sure that Sifu Al is up and at it and healed, because right now he's still in the hospital for his.
Oh yeah, I know. We've been talking. He won't be healed for a long time, but that has nothing to do with being able to talk. He can do he can interview people.
He can do it from his bed if he wants. Exactly.
I actually thought of bugging him today while he was in the hospital and have him tune in. And I thought, no, I won't do that to him. Okay, so for those of you that have never watched Beyond Kicking and Punching with Sifu Al de Cascos, and of course now you know Sonny, it usually before was every Friday. Will it still be the same? It's on weekly?
Ye- we're not sure of which day. We might have to change it, but we're looking at like, we're gonna make sure that CQL has time to prepare in that. So we're looking at like twice a month or once a month. It all depends, but we're gonna have extra videos here and there that will come out as a surprise bonus,
Perfect.
videos.
Perfect. Okay, now, is there anything else you want to say about your personal life that I didn't cover before we go into the Ultimate Warriors Cup? Anything you'd like to say to the
No,
people?
no, I'm just like anybody else. I, I love my family. I love my friends, and I count my blessings like everybody else, because I've been lucky enough and blessed that the Lord provides for me and my family, even in the
Yeah,
hardest times. We all go through hard times, but when it comes down to it, we just got to keep persevering, because that's what we learn in the martial
yeah,
arts, and keep moving forward.
yeah. Sonny, I know that, I want to say this because it was such an honor for you that you were featured in a martial arts world, which one, what was it called? Martial Arts World Magazine. You were in their Hall of Fame. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah,
That is,
that
do
was
you have a copy of that magazine? If you,
actually no, I no.
oh, how could you not have a
To
copy
tell
of
you
that?
the truth, for some reason, I don't really keep any of that stuff, which I should have.
Oh,
And
you should.
same thing with pictures and that. My wife
No,
hassles me a little bit about it, but
I
I've
can
always been
speak.
just the
I
person
can
in the
speak from the
background.
soul, from the heart. I don't have hardly anything of me. What a huge mistake. Because you figure, in my day and age, it wasn't like today. We didn't have these video cameras and
Mhm.
we didn't have cell phones. I have
Yeah,
nothing on me. And I can only say, any little
yeah,
thing you get on yourself, keep it. From this point
yes.
on, keep it.
I
Oh,
would recommend that too. And that's why I try to record my kids in that
yeah.
for everything that
Yeah.
they do.
Okay, Sonny, we're now getting out of your first half of your life, and how did the Ultimate Warriors Cup Championship, Hall of Fame, dinner, and all that? How did that all come to be? That's such a virtual tournament. It's kind of the only way we can go.
Mhm.
How did that happen?
Well, actually, what it was it was how can you say, a brainchild between um, oh geez, between me, Sifu Al, and Grandmaster Ron Van Cleef. We kind of thought about it and considered it, and I did my research, because in the long run I became the coordinator for it, and I did all my research for it and made sure that we would be able to do it. And so it was a good learning experience, to tell you the truth,
What did
because
you
it's
learn
something.
from it that you will change when the next virtual tournament happens? What will you do differently?
What will we do differently? There's quite a few things that I actually would do differently, because in the long run, I know we can make it even better and more exciting yet. That's the thing. And to begin with, the awards and that, they need to be pre-ordered. I apologize for the awards not being on time, and then having all these unforeseen events come up. Like, for example, the awards are they were misspelled, and then they had to be returned, then they got lost, then it's a lot of things have to be done at a time,
Beforehand?
and not be rushed, because we only thought about it and did it in about 3 months time.
Well, I mean,
Should, to tell you the truth, it should be a longer.
even though it's a virtual tournament, it's no
Mhm.
different than any other tournament. When Al and I did tournaments,
Yeah,
before the tournament,
yeah,
we had all our trophies, everything was ready to go. And I think it would be
Yep.
cool. I think
Exactly.
when you have the competition, you need to know in a matter of days or hours who's the winner. And I think you should be able to see that person being
Yes.
awarded their
Oh,
award.
yes.
Yes, because I don't know.
That's exactly it. I mean, I only had so much say because I'm just a little fish, right? But
Well,
at
you
the
need
same
a
time,
team. You can't
I
do it all
take
yourself.
Yes, exactly. So that's why the next one there will be more of a team, and not just me who's doing a lot of things, right? I mean, Sifuel, Ron Van Cliff, Grandmaster Ron Van Cliff did their things, but at the same time, we just needed a bigger team to do all the other
Yeah,
stuff. And so,
I know,
it will be better for the next one. It will be better. I guarantee it,
when
because
will the
we
next
actually
one
learned for
be?
it.
When will the next one be?
Well, I know that originally it was supposed to be planned for February, but I've already I'm looking at probably a little later than that, because I just want to make sure everything is, all the T's are crossed, all the I's are dot before we actually even start promoting it, because I want to make sure it runs the way I know it can be run. Because myself personally, I've hosted big tournaments, not virtually, but in person,
Yeah.
right? Where we've had anywhere from 500 to 1,000 people, competitors competing, right? And I've hosted nationals and international competitions. And so I want to be just like that, but virtually. And I know it can happen. I know other people are doing it too. That's why I've been networking with a couple of other uh, coordinators who are doing virtual tournaments right now, and making sure that I cross-reference some of the things that they're doing that we can apply into our virtual tournaments as well.
Well, I know because I asked you, because I was one
Yes,
of the judges for form
yes.
competition. I was curious, since this was new, how many countries participated. And when you told me 11 countries, I was flabbergasted. 11 countries. And I think
Mhm.
this is amazing because 11 countries, I think you said there was Sweden. Who else?
Yes.
Sweden,
Within
Portugal,
Vietnam, there was Portugal, Poland,
Morocco,
Germany, uh, Puerto Rico. Oh my gosh,
Algeria,
Algeria, Morocco, Kuwait,
Germany,
of course,
USA.
US,
Yeah,
Canada.
yeah. Now,
So
out of
there's
all these countries, which one put in the most students for competition?
actually Kuwait was the one who put the most. So I was quite impressed by how many they put in. And so I thank Sifu Ahmed from Kuwait for, bringing in that many students that helped the tournament run that much more smoother with more
Oh
competitors.
yeah, I am
Yes,
eventually going to interview him because I'm impressed that he had so many students who entered, and I did judge some of his students that did form competition,
yeah,
and so as I was judging at home in my pajamas, drinking my cup of coffee, I loved it. I thought what a wonderful opportunity for people around the world. You don't have to spend money. You only have to go out and give us a good version of your form. And I, as a judge,
yes.
can suggest to people that are going to enter the next one, make sure you're careful about your lighting. Make sure you're careful about
Mhm,
your arena. Now, you're entering a tournament, show it
mhm.
respect when you enter that floor to
Yes,
do your form. bow in. When you go to do your form, bow in. Judges are looking at you, even though you don't see it. Now,
Exactly.
put your energy into your form. Use your body language to show all that you got. Think about it. Think you want to win. So remember to have good lighting.
Yes.
Remember to have a good floor. Remember to show respect. Remember to speak up, talk about who you are, who's your instructor, where you're from, because this is a wonderful opportunity for people that would like to compete in a tournament that's people around the world. You can do it without having to spend a penny. So I encourage all of you from all countries, when the next one comes out, and we'll do another episode to refresh everybody's mind about virtual tournaments. Enter it, but take it serious. It's not a joke. Remember, I may have been home in my pajamas judging you, but by George, I was judging you. I looked at every little thing you did, your strength, your stances, your flow, your presentation, how you looked in your uniform. You have to think about all of that. And so, you know, Sonny, we had 11 countries. Did every country win something, or did everything go to Kuwait?
Actually, it was a bit of everybody. Yeah, everybody had a winners in one country or another. It was quite amazing to see all the different competitors and how well they're doing. I mean, from all ages, from I think the youngest we had was like 6 years old or 5, and all the way up to 70. It was crazy.
I can say I was impressed with Vietnam. I was real impressed.
Yes.
With presentation. I was impressed with Germany, had some great students.
Yeah.
Actually, I was impressed with each country that I was able to see. And I just thought, this is so great. But you know who left the biggest impression on me? Was your mother-in-law. Your mother-in-law. She beat the crap out of you in the self-defense. I loved her energy. And I was telling everybody about her. One day I have to do a short interview with her because she's a senior. And she trained with all her blood, sweat, and tears. She put all her energy into what she was doing, and I loved it. So when I was competing, I remember I put a big happy face around her name, and I thought, well, I wonder who that lady is. And so, I'm hoping that, can people actually see the tournament? Can they tune in and watch it? Is there?
Yes, well, they can actually see. Well, what they can do is they can go on the Facebook page for the Ultimate Warriors Cup, and they can scroll through it and they can see a lot of the competitors' videos doing their forms or self-defense and all that. So all they have to do is scroll on it and they'll be able to see the competitors and their placing and all that. So it's quite
maybe
easy
one day you can put it all together in an hour or 2-hour video where people can just watch it.
Yeah, actually, that's a great idea. That's something that I can do, is that I'll put it all together as I guess the whole tournament kind of thing, and then just let people watch it as one
because
thing.
well, also, you know, I mean, I hate to be talking about selling merchandise, but you can put it all together and you can sell this, and people can have that a memory and a souvenir of their first virtual tournament, which I think would be a very good marketing idea. So, okay, well, Sonny, wow, I'm excited about the virtual. I'm going to have tournaments. I'm going to have students in the next one. Now, this is only self-defense, weapons, and form. Are you ever going to do fighting?
I'm hoping. See, the original plan was to have a couple of the virtual so that they qualify for the live event. You know, because then we'll have the grand championship of the grand champions, you could say, of the elite warriors. And that's what we were hoping. And then we can have that all either televised or live on Facebook or YouTube or whatever platform we end up using.
Okay, and will it, the name Ultimate Warrior Club, will it always have a Hall of Fame? And will it have, will you always follow that format?
That needs to still be discussed because, you know, I'm not sure that part is their part. I'm more of the tournament part, so I couldn't tell you about
Okay.
if that is going to continue. I'm sure they'll want to, but that's up to Sifu Al and Grandmaster Ron Van Cleef. I just
Okay.
only help.
All
Yes.
right. Well, you
Tournament,
know,
that-
I would hate to be in your shoes. It's a big responsibility, especially working with the two Sifus, you know, and having to put it together when it was your first time to do virtual. But, you know, it
Yes.
wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst. And it was a learning experience, and you accomplished what you wanted to do. You
Yes.
brought together group of countries that were able to compete against each
Mhm.
other. And that was
Yeah.
the whole thing, unity from around the world. And it wasn't just Kaja Kempo, it wasn't just One Hop Kundo. Your school entered a lot of students also. I remember
Mhm.
you had a
Yes.
great showing, a good students showing. And so, yeah, people enter, everybody enter
Yes.
the next one. It's so simple. Just clean up your backyard or wherever you want to do it. Make sure your form looks
Mhm.
good. Make sure you have lights where we can see you. And don't forget, there are judges looking at you. You just can't see us. I was one of the judges.
Right.
And how many judges actually did you have?
We had what was it, 15 judges in the long run. Originally we had like 25, but about 10 of them weren't able to make it
Yeah.
last minute thing.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Everybody did their part. And some of you guys, which I really, really appreciate, like yourself, Maria, you took up the slack here and there. So I really appreciate everything that you did.
Yeah, well, I had fun, and I was just in awe of all these different countries participating. And for me, it was the first time I'd ever seen a virtual tournament. And so I really liked it from a judge's standpoint of view. I didn't have to get dressed. I didn't have to travel. I didn't have to leave my house. And yet
Yeah.
I had the opportunity. Well, was that person really as good as I think he is? Let me play it again. So I'd look at it again. So remember, one thing about virtual is we really can critique you when we're judging you, because
Yes.
we can do it
Oh,
again and look at you. So give us your best
Exactly. There's a
foot
replay.
forward, right? And Sonny, I'm just so
Exactly.
proud of you for tackling yes, you may have, like Sifu Al, he's done a lot of tournaments. Like you've done a lot of tournaments, but this was a whole different ballpark. And I think you did
It
an
is.
excellent job, and you learned through your mistakes. And next time, let's hope you have a team to help you, and it'll run
Yes.
so much smoother. Now, I don't know, is there anything you want to say about the virtual to the people that will enter the next time?
Yes. Well, if anything, I would let people know that, you know, don't judge us for the first one. Judge us from your experience itself. What did you learn from it? What can you learn from it? Because, you know, when it comes down to it, some people, especially the ones who don't compete and who are very shy and still learning, it's a great stepping stone to start with, because you don't have to have anybody watching you. You just have the camera, right, in front of you doing your thing. And then as you progress, you build that confidence, you know, to maybe eventually, once the live tournaments are allowed again, because I know it is allowed in some places, but at the same time, it's a great stepping stone. So I would highly recommend that everybody tries it, because, you know, to be able to deal with fear itself, right? To be dealing with anxiety, and that is only going to make you stronger and make you better. And you'll love yourself for it in the long run. Instead of wishing, should I have done it? Regret is such a heavy burden to carry. So the best thing to do is, if you've ever wanted to try it, why not do it? You've got nothing to lose, but so much to gain from. That's what I would recommend.
Well, and me as a judge, I can only say, if you're a hard stylist, show me your power. If you're hard style, I want to see your power. You're a hard style. If you're soft style, kung fu, I want to see your stances in flow. I don't want to see this wishy-washy, and I want to see power. Just because you take kung fu doesn't mean you become soft. No, the soft style doesn't mean you're soft. I want to see your stances, flow, power, all of it. And if you do self-defense, I want to see you with the attitude that his mother-in-law had. She really put her soul into it. If you're doing self-defense, don't forget, when you do your self-defense technique, show it slow motion first, and then apply it with speed. Don't just do slow motion and you're finished. That doesn't show me anything. Slow motion and then fast. And whatever you do, make sure you look. It's a tournament. Bow, respect. Stop. And I look forward to seeing all of you that I judged in the first one, coming back a second time and competing again. It's great for you to do it. Well, Sonny, I'm sorry, I kept you for a long time. Your family's been waiting for you.
Not a problem.
And I was very lucky to have you working together with him and doing all the things that he doesn't know how to do and that you do. And I know, like me, I'm very happy on my show, Road to the Top, that I have Sam, because if I didn't have Sam, I wouldn't know what to do either. I'm not a whiz on this stuff here, but I'm proud of you. I'm glad to learn a lot about you that I didn't know. I wish you much success with all that you do. I hope someday we get to meet in person, and that I get to meet your wife, and we'll see what happens in the future.
Yep, that's exactly it. The plan is set already in motion. We just have to wait until traveling is a little bit better for us here. And make sure you have a room for us.
I will. You'll be taken care of. So
all right.
I appreciate you taking the time out of your day off and spending it with me. And it's been a great honor and a lot of fun. And I'm happy I got to meet your wife. I know you have dogs. I heard them barking, and to meet one of your sons. So, Sonny, thank you again. Have a great evening. And I look forward to getting this out and for people to learn about you and the next virtual tournament. Okay, Sonny, thank you. God bless you. Keep you healthy.
Thank you. Thank you.
And bye.
It was my honor. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.